Live from Orlando, Florida, it's theCUBE. Covering ServiceNow Knowledge17. Brought to you by ServiceNow.
We're back. I'm Dave Vellante, this is Jeff Frick. Renganathan is here. He's the Vice President of Cloud Services at Cognizant Technology Solutions. Welcome to theCUBE.
Thank you, Dave.
So, tell us about Cognizant and what you're doing to sort of support your clients' digital transformations. Let's start there.
Yeah, so Cognizant is a leading digital technology outsourcing provider. We help our clients to lead the digital. Okay, so basically customers are going through disruption, the digital disruption, and everybody is going through the digital transformation. So we help our clients to navigate the digital shift. So how we do that is via three pillars, right? We have, imagine a front office, middle office, and a back office. Right? Front office is digital business. Our digital business unit helps our customers to innovate new products and solutions, using data as a new oil, new air, whatever you want to call it as. Then the middle office, that is where getting into the enterprise, where touching the business processes. How do we create platforms to simplify and modernize those processes? And how do we create business process as a service? That's what we call it as a middle office. That's our digital operations pillar. The third one is, how do I modernize the legacy technologies into the latest tuning towards digital, thereby providing agile and extensible things like that. So that's our digital systems and technology. So we address these three core pillars, and the underlying platform for everything is cloud. That's where we see products such as ServiceNow plays a very critical role towards fulfilling our customers' value.
So what's your strategy with respect to ServiceNow and the partnership?
If you look at our partnership, back in 2008, this is a small history to that. See, we address the Fortune, 1000 enterprises. At the time, the BMC and the HP, those were all prevailing. It was pervasive those days.
Sure.
Then we started hearing from the customers, hey, do you guys know a company called ServiceNow? That is where I think, hey, everybody's talking ServiceNow. So what is it all about? That is where we started our journey back in 2008. At that time, we took some, the BMC and the HP guys, we reskilled them, trained them on ServiceNow. Right? It started with about 10 people practice. Today we are 700 plus people practice, spread across 4 delivery centers. And the beauty is out of the 700, 675 plus are certified in ServiceNow. So that is what the value people see, that the certification skill set, the implementation, the knowledge that we take into the customer, they see that as a value.
And then how are you seeing the implementations evolve inside the customers once you go in and do an initial project? How is it evolving? We keep hearing about all these different application stacks and kind of service areas. What are you seeing in the field?
If you look at our customers, I think we also, the places where we have ServiceNow, most of them are, they are Cognizant customers, because we know their application, because we bring the domain knowledge and the application. Everyone starts with the basic thing, ITSM, IT service management module. But because of the digital shift, they are going beyond the ITSM. So how they want to move from systems of records to systems of intelligence. Now we are going one level above. How do we create a systems of action with ServiceNow workflows and automation and things like that? So today if you look at ITSM, yes, it's becoming commodity. That is where I think ServiceNow has really helped us, but customers want to use the power of the platform. How do I add customer service on top of it? How do I create HR module and finance module and legal and facilities and use the power of platform? So this is how we see the implementation approach. They start with ITSM and then go through module by module. But there are some customers where they say, hey, you know what? I have so many tools in the ecosystem, but I want ServiceNow to be the fulcrum or manager of managers. So that is where we use the ServiceNow platform to integrate. ServiceNow has got a lot of API integration mechanics. We use the integration, API integration methodology, and then integrate various tools into provide a common single pane window.
Is this allowing your customers to gain a competitive advantage, or is it cutting costs for them? I mean, what is your customers' sort of business case and the business value? Is there differentiation that's inherent?
Yeah, so traditional ITSM, I mean, if you take the legacy tools that used to exist compared to a ServiceNow based ITSM, we have seen customers reducing call volumes by 30%, okay, just an average. Incident reduction, call reduction, etc. However, we are in the AI era. AI, artificial intelligence, we have moved from mobile first to artificial intelligence first. Artificial intelligence is no longer in the labs, it is on the street. Customers are looking for how do we use artificial intelligence and machine learning to increase the service levels. So that is why we call it as modernizing ITSM. That's what even ServiceNow says, that one of the customer conversations. In the modernization ITSM, how do you bring the artificial intelligence and machine learning, your 30% can go up to 40 to 50%, right? And in the process, with conversational analytics, it makes, again, a superior end user experience.
And how does Cognizant differentiate in the marketplace?
Yes, that's a great question. The key thing is the people. I would say I would start with the people, because any new technology, okay, whatever, the robots are there, you need the human intellectual capital to implement that. So that is where we realized this problem earlier and we started investing on the people. So we have something called a ServiceNow Academy, where we constantly recruit people and reskill our own people to meet the needs of the ServiceNow. So the ServiceNow Academy, that is where constantly produces people, number one. Number two, we have ServiceNow Labs. This is an investment from Cognizant. You call it a center of excellence, whatever the name you want to call. The ServiceNow Labs is the biggest differentiator for our customers, where we constantly produce the best practices, and we take those best practices to the customer. The third one is we constantly innovate. Innovation is very critical. So we used to do something called hackathon. For the past 3 years, we have been doing hackathon. A team from ServiceNow, they go all the way to our delivery centers in offshore. 4,000 people will be part of the hackathon across different locations over video conferencing, WebEx and things like that. Recently we did about 3 months back, 4,000 people participated, 80 plus innovation ideas came out. All these 80 plus innovation ideas, we go back to our customer, hey, you are in healthcare. This is something, to track your ambulance, for 911, etc. These are the things, ideas you can do that. So I would say constantly reskilling the people via our ServiceNow Academy. The second thing is constantly producing best practices via our ServiceNow Labs. And the third one is powering the innovation via hackathon. These three things really help us to take the value of ServiceNow to our customers.
Excellent. All right, we got to wrap before the music starts. Raj, thanks very much for coming on theCUBE, really appreciate it.
And thank you, and it's a pleasure and talking to you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, keep it right there, everybody. We'll be back to wrap right after this short break.